Now listen to me. They have three different bills introduced that we've covered here on air. Three different bills, H.R. 2159, denying firearms and explosives to dangerous terrorists. Says you're not convicted, you're on a MIAC or DHS report or any other reason, or one of our AmeriCorps people list you as maybe an extremist. As White House Chief of Staff says, if we maybe think you might be a terrorist, if we maybe think you might be, no rights, you're not part of the American family, no Second Amendment for you. That's a quote. In fact, put my article, Kurt's article up on screen. There's the video you can watch of Rahm Emanuel saying that word for word. I've seen it so many times I now have it memorized. It's in the Obama deception. Bill in Congress would ban gun ownership at will. And it says, on May 13th, Democrat Representative Carolyn McCarthy introduced the No Fly, No Buy Act, H.R. 2401. This is a new bill. They got another bill where the Attorney General could ban any guns he wants at will. This is tyranny. You know, that Kim Jong-il in North Korea, he can do whatever he wants. He's a dictator. Well, it's the same thing with this. On May 13th, Democrat Carolyn McCarthy introduced the No Fly, No Buy Act, H.R. 2401, a bill that will merge the TSA's no-fly list with the National Instant Background Criminal Check system, which I always told you was a way of listing you as a terrorist. Hey, I told you years ago they were going to merge this with the no-fly. I'm going to come back in 70 seconds. I hope stations carry this 5 minutes, and then we'll break all this down in detail, and we got a big guest coming up. Stay with us. The good old folks at New Silver Solution, and the website is supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. This is something that kills bacteria, viruses, you name it, well documented. They've got it down to a super small nano-sized particle. Supernaturalsilver.com. Check them out at Infowars.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. We're scheduled to have the inventor of GNU Linux coming up in the next segment. I know I said we'd have open phones. We will later, too. It's just so much is going on. Right now, let me finish up with the attack on the Second Amendment. There's one bill introduced where the Attorney General can ban any firearms at will. It's just like Congress voted to give all its authority over trade to foreign private World Trade Organization, or UNESCO treaty that gives control over our schools and our policies, and the globalist one, an international criminal court with the U.S. signed on, and Obama says he supports a treaty to waive our rights with the Second Amendment. And then they have the nerve to get on the news and say, we don't get these crazy people buying guns at record levels. We don't want their guns. While the Attorney General, the White House Chief of Staff, the President, all have called publicly or introduced legislation to ban even single-shot .22s, to take every firearm from the American people, including black powder. Total gun ban on record, bills introduced to do it, and they just keep saying, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I mean, these people, you thought Bill Clinton lied. You thought George Bush lied. I mean, Obama says he's going to get rid of torture, then he keeps it going, secret arrest, secret internment, no rights for detainees, grab U.S. citizens, use the Patriot Act on citizens, keep warrantless wiretapping going on, hire nothing but lobbyists. It's all what the Obama deception covers. You got to show it to people. I love this country so much, folks, and this is hardcore tyranny. I mean, this is the real deal. Listen to this bill. And little old Infowars, little old Kurt Nimmo gets an email from a listener pointing out the bill and writes a story about it Sunday night. The NRA isn't going to talk about it. Nobody's going to talk about it, folks, but us. And on May 13th, Democrat Representative Carolyn McCarthy introduced the No Fly, No Buy Act. See, we told you last week this other bill could do that because the language allowed them to. This states it. They got three bills to do this. And there's the White House Chief of Staff calling for it to be passed. What more do you need, man? They'll still be in denial, though. They're trained to be slaves. On May 13th, Democrat Representative Carolyn McCarthy introduced the No Fly, No Buy Act, H.R. 2401. A bill that will merge the TSA's no-fly list with over 1,100,000 Americans with the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, NICS. And this is already in place. Veterans, conservatives, people try to go buy guns, are told sorry, and then they go through the appeals process and they say, sorry, no more Second Amendment. See, guilty until proven innocent, then they appeal it and they're told, you can't be told why you don't get a gun, sorry. It's already happened. Just like they were already spying on us without warrants before they passed a law to do it. The last time I heard, bastards, you didn't repeal the Fourth Amendment. You're criminals. You're rogue. You can pass a law saying blacks aren't humans. It's a fraud. I'm calling you out. You're a stinking criminal fraud. On May 13th, Democrat Representative Carolyn McCarthy introduced the No-Fly, No-Buy Act, H.R. 2401, a bill that will merge the TSA's no-fly list with the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, a point-of-sale system for determining eligibility to purchase a firearm in the United States. Guam, Puerto Rico. It was created in November of 1993 when the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act of 93, Public Law 103-159, was signed into law. Permanent provisions of the Brady Act went into effect November 30th, 1998, and require the U.S. Attorney General to establish NICS. And she goes on with a quote, and we have the bill. It says, we will secretly put you on this list. You will no longer be able to buy firearms, and then the states are going to be implemented that you have guns illegal, and the SWAT teams are coming. So now you don't just aren't able to go on a plane, you know, old guy on a walker, I've seen it. I'm on no-fly list? Yep. And they call you in and ask you questions and jab you and ask you. It's all about take your shoes off, be a slave, answer questions, go in a body scanner, humiliate yourself, be trained to be a slave. And it says improve Homeland Security sections, governmenttrack.us, the increase public safety and reduce the threat of domestic security threat by including persons who may be prevented from boarding an aircraft with the National Instant Criminal Background System. So see, no judge, no jury, no arrest, no misdemeanor, no felony, no indictment, no nothing. You just secret list, no more rights. And folks, here's the key. It's going to be for everything, for buying, for selling, for jobs. This global system, just like Michael Savage can't go to England or Europe, just like I can't go to Canada, they're going to put us all on these global lists where we can't travel. This is only the beginning. They've stated it. That's the key.